right, good morning, everyone. I want to thank everyone for being present here today as we recognize two of our own for selfless acts. I want to recognize the Honorable Mayor Mitchell for being present today. Also being present is our Chief of Police, Chief Joseph Cordeiro, and also Deputy Chief Paul Rivera. So today, like I said, we're going to recognize two of our officers for selfless acts. So now I'm going to invite the Honorable Mayor Mitchell to say a few words.
All right, thanks, Nate. This is an auspicious occasion, but it comes at a time of great sadness for certainly for the Yarmouth Police Department, but also the city of New Bedford, as a young officer named Sean Gannon, who was a native of New Bedford, was killed in the line of duty yesterday as he was serving a warrant. And I would just ask everybody to join me in a moment of silence to recognize him and to send our prayers to his family. Thank you, everyone. It's we had a swearing-in ceremony yesterday at City Hall for three new officers, and we talked, as we often do, as we appropriately do, about the demands of the job and how even in the run-of-the-mill day things are difficult, and yet police officers, because they've accepted the call to service, execute their duty. They strive on, and that what they do is the basis of everything else that we do as a community. Nothing else works if a community isn't safe. And what happened to Officer Gannon yesterday is a stark reminder of the risks of the job, even in a community like Yarmouth, which is not known to be generally unsafe. I'm sure he didn't dream that his last day would be yesterday, but such is the nature of policing, and so it's appropriate, as much as we are saddened by his loss today. It is appropriate to recognize both of the officers to my right for their exemplary service, and I'm sure they feel the same about Officer Gannon, as we all do. But we here in New Bedford believe strongly that the work of police officers is paramount to our community's well-being, and that there are times when police officers go even beyond what may reasonably be expected of them in an ordinary day. And this is today's example. Today's honorees are prime examples of two officers that did things that weren't in their job description, and on days and on occasions when, if they hadn't taken extra steps, nobody would have begrudged them for it. And so, I just want to say both to Captain Ledo as well as to Detective Forts that our city is grateful for their extra efforts. They did more than they could have been asked or expected to do, and they set a great example for not only our police department but our citizenry as well. And I just want to thank both of you for doing such a fantastic job, and I'll turn it over to the Chief for the specifics. Chief.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning and welcome. I want to just re-echo what the Mayor said and extend our condolences from everyone here at the New Bedford Police Department to Officer Gannon and his family, and of course the Yarmouth Police Department, the men and women who are serving there must be going through a very difficult day, and will be facing some difficult times over the next few weeks. It's a tough job, and you just never know. So we stand up here with mixed emotions about a community that's suffering, our own, because Officer Gannon was a native of New Bedford. And then on the other hand, we have two incredible men to my right who are going to honor their efforts and their behaviors. I want to thank the Mayor for taking time out of his very hectic schedule to join us to honor these two men So I appreciate that, Mayor. Thank you very much. So without too much further ado, I would like to start to talk a little bit about Detective Forts, who will be receiving the Chief's Award today. Detective Forts has been with us since 2000. He's coming up on 18 years of service. Was born and raised in Puerto Rico, served in the Marine Corps, and has had a variety of assignments with us. But he's been a serious impact on our department, our community. But more recently, when we had the Hurricane Maria in Puerto Rico, Detective Forts, without much thought, immediately started to organize an effort, an initiative to gain supplies for those folks that were in much need there. When he organized his efforts here in New Bedford, was right in our police parking lot outside. It was so jamming outside, we had to create a traffic pattern for all the people that came here to give, which is, again, it just speaks volumes about the people in New Bedford and how charitable and kind they are. But we literally had just bumper-to-bumper cars. Supplies was just incredible. I have some figures here in terms of 300,000 pounds. 300,000 pounds of supplies that he was able to organize with the help of many, of course, but it was his efforts that initiated it. And he still wasn't satisfied with that. He went back to his home country to help those who are suffering incredibly. And while he was there, they distributed these 300,000 supplies impacting 4,000 families. 4,000 families. That's an incredible number of relief that he was given. A little bit of comfort we take for granted here. Running water, lights, air conditioning, heat. And he took it upon himself to take the time here and go there and spend time with, where he came from. If that's not deserving of the Chief's Award, I'm not sure what is. We take this job to help people, and as the mayor said, we had 3 new officers sworn in yesterday. We told them they were going to have a lot of opportunities to help people on a daily basis. But for Detective Forts, that wasn't enough. He took it to another step, and for that, I am very grateful for Detective Forts for the work he does here every day in the gang unit, and for really highlighting what a New Bedford police officer is all about. And he's a great example for those new officers and for his family, his friends, and his kids. So without further ado, if I could, Detective Forts, if you could step forward, please, so I can offer you this pin. First of all, congratulations. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Yeah. Detective Forts is a very good man, and he's not standing alone up here, because right next to him is Captain Ledo, who has had a very long and successful career within the Bedford Police Department. Served in probably many facets. In our narcotics unit, the DA's office, school resource officer. He was the commander of our professional standards unit for a little over a year. He's a very good man. I know him as I know Detective Forts personally. He's more than just a colleague. He's a friend. And he's been a great example for the men and women of the department. And now he's just taken over Station 2 command down there, and we expect great things from him because that's what he's done over his career here. So we assigned him down to Station 2, and very shortly while he's there, make sure I got the right date, March 2nd, we had a man that apparently was distraught and drove into the cove and was submerging in water. Captain Ledo wasn't in his office. He was out and about doing what we want him to do out there, community policing, and immediately was the first on scene. Water is frigid, and anybody knows anything about the water when it's cold, it's quick to get into a status of hypothermia, which is very dangerous. But without any thought for himself, he immediately started taking off some of his gear, and he jumped in the water. He jumped in the water because he had a fellow human being in there. And all that was running through his mind, I'm going to imagine, was he had to get this man out of the water and save his life. And that's exactly what he did. The man is alive today because of Captain Ledo, and for that we're eternally grateful, I'm sure, as his family is. So without further ado, and it's with much deservance that he gets this award, which is our life-saving award. Captain Ledo, if you would step forward, please. Nice job. Try not to pin you as well, but you made it easier for me. You can join me. Two great men who represent a great department, and we're proud of them, and we're happy to have them. I know Captain Ledo has his two boys here. You guys should be very proud of your dad. He's a hero. And that's what we expect from our officers. So thank you so much for coming out. I appreciate everybody being here and supporting these two wonderful men and fine human beings. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.